No, unfortunately, this is not the big return to the pug that everyone wanted. Yeah, we're not doing that today. But what we are going to be doing is going over my top 5 guns in GTA Online. So let's get into it. So up first, we have the Combat Machine Gun Mark II, which I'll just call the Combat Mark II. This is obviously a great gun. Like everyone, every tryhard, every PvP player will use it. It's always been a part of the meta. It probably won't ever go away. The only thing I don't like about it is the recoil on it. Now, I know what a lot of y'all are thinking. Is there actually really recoil in GTA 5? Yes. Yes, there is. And it's visible a lot with this. This gun mostly has the most recoil out of any other gun in the game. It's the only gun that I think really has recoil to where it turns into a problem. Um, but when you're shooting at long range, it's not great, honestly. If you need a gun to shoot long range that's not a sniper, I'd go with one of the ARs. Any of the other ARs, just don't go with this because you're not gonna hit all of your shots. You're gonna hit some of your shots, you're just not gonna hit all of them. Not enough, especially to kill someone who's maybe even has max health, who's on Bull Shark, stuff like that. So I would not recommend it for this. But medium to short range, this is probably one of the best guns you can use. But obviously, you have all your clips. You have your default, your extended, your tracer, your incendiary, your armor piercing, and your full metal jacket. If you want my opinion, I'd either use the incendiary or the armor piercing. However, with the incendiary, I don't know if it's the same as it is with the explosive rounds, but you cannot reload the explosive rounds in your interaction menu like how you can with most of your guns. You actually have to go to a weapon workshop, whether it's in your MOC, your mansion, your terabyte, yada yada yada. You have to reload them there. You cannot reload them in your interaction menu, which is why I'd rather go with the armor piercings because like the tracing rounds, you can reload these in your interaction menu. Um, but other than that, you also have your grip. You have scopes, which can make your accuracy a bit better, which helps with the recoil. Not by much though. You also have your muzzles, which also help with your accuracy, which also help with recoil. Your barrels too, obviously, which help with range, which will also help with recoil. There's a lot of add-ons that help you with recoil, which can make the gun a lot better. But obviously, a lot of these guns, if you're using the Mark II, is there a lot of it is stuck behind the research in the bunker. So that's the only downside to it. So you have to get really lucky with what you get for your research, or you can just spend $4 million to research to fast track all your research. It's really up to you. But you know, yeah, this is number 5. A great gun all around. Like I said, not great for long range, but medium to short range, it's a fucking beast. Coming in at number 4, I have the Up and Atomizer. This is not the most special gun, You can obviously launch people off a fucking bridge with it, but that's not why most people use it. Most people use it to launch their cars to get stuck. And this is very useful if you are using if you are doing nightclub goods, because with the pounder, if you end up having to go up here like Sandy Shores to Polito and you're using the pounder and let's say you have enemies or cops on you, a lot of people will go off-road, and the pounder is terrible off-road. There's a lot of rocks and a lot of trees and a lot of cracks to get stuck on, and if you don't have the Up and Atomizer, you can actually really get screwed over with this, because a lot of times you won't be able to just twist and turn left and right, backwards, forwards to get out. This is what the Up and Atomizer excels at. That is why it's a great fucking weapon. And a lot of people actually use it in the combat meta right now. What people will do is, let's say you have a shotgun and they can up and out. If you're close, they'll Up and Atomizer you and just go boom, boom, and you're dead. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't fight back against this thing if you get hit with it. But especially on console, it's a problem because of the aim assist, obviously. But it's, in my opinion, it's not number 4 because of the PvP. It's number 4 strictly because of its convenience. The only inconvenient thing about it and why it ranks lower than a lot of other stuff is because it can only be found in the gun van. And when it's in the gun van, it's about, I think, somewhere in the 300k range. I think maybe 400. But I've had this for a while because I got lucky and found it in the gun van. But it was just in the gun van like a week or two ago, I think during the Christmas event. And now it's gone. And I don't know when it'll be back. I don't know how long it'll take to come back. But it will be back. So when the gun van does come back, this is what I would recommend getting. Don't get none of the other dumbass guns like the stun gun or the L Strickler gun. The L Strickler is alright, but it's not the best AR. Like, you're better off with a normal AR or a normal advanced rifle, honestly. But there is one gun in the gun van that is better than the Up and Atomizer. Coming in at number 3 is the Railgun. Now this, in my opinion, is the best special gun in the game. It's better, in my opinion, than the homing launcher and the normal rocket launcher. And that's because the homing launcher is great for oppressors or deluxos and stuff like that, but that's about where its ability ends. And the rocket launcher, unless you're a fucking god, which I am not great at this game. Unless you're a god, you won't be able to hit a lot of stuff with this thing that's flying and moving quickly, at least. That is where the railgun comes in. The railgun has great range. It has almost as much range as I think it has better range than the rocket launcher and the homing launcher, and it does almost as much damage as the normal RPG. So, and this is the best thing to kill a jet. This will be your best friend when it comes to jets. If you are fighting a laser, it'll take down a laser in one shot. If you're fighting a Hydra, it'll take a Hydra down in about 2. And a Raiju, probably about 3. And if the Hydra or the Raiju are in veto mode, that's just easy pickings for you. The thing with the homing launcher is that jets move faster than the homing launcher. The homing launcher's rockets shoot. Sorry, the homing launcher's rockets are not as fast as the jet, so your rockets will not catch them unless you get lucky or they don't know what they're doing. This is why the railgun is the best anti-aircraft in this game. There's nothing better than this. Like, once again, the only disadvantage is it is in the gun van. It was in the gun van last week, so it probably won't be back for a little while. But when it does come back, you need to pick this up, especially if you're into PvP in this game. I know a lot of people are. A lot of people like to do PvP while they're fucking acid restocks or something like that. So if you're gonna do PvP, you need to pick this up. Coming in at number 2 is obviously the heavy sniper. It is the best sniper in the game. No competition. Behind the marksman rifle, obviously the marksman rifle is also a decent sniper, but it's not good for long range like how the heavy sniper is, especially the Mark II. Obviously, it comes with an extended, incendiary, armor-piercing, full metal jacket, and explosive rounds. The explosive rounds are better than the railgun. The explosive rounds can take down jets a lot faster than the railgun can because you don't have a longer reload time, and you have more range. The only problem, like I said, is that you have to go to an MOC or a terabyte to reload them, which can be a bit of an inconvenience, especially if you're in the middle of a fucking war zone like how most people are in this game now. The only other disadvantage about it is it's locked behind research. I got really lucky as this is unlocked for me already, right? But you might not get so lucky, so you'll either have to wait it out or spend about 4 to 5 million just fast tracking all the research, going past all the useless liveries, all the useless cannons and miniguns for an insurgent that you're not going to use half the time just to get explosive rounds. Like I said, you could get lucky, but that's not always the case. But other than that, you also have a thermal scope, which is possibly the best thing added to this sniper, which might be even better than the explosive rounds, because a lot of people, I know people who play GTA, you get in a lobby and you see all the tryhards with like their thermal goggles and everything, and you're like, damn, they really do have an advantage. You need to have this on your gun. I unfortunately have it locked behind research still, and I'm waiting to get it. If you want to actually have a good outfit and not have to wear fucking thermal goggles everywhere you go in the middle of the day, this will be your best bet. This is what you need to get as soon as you can. The night vision scope is alright. It's not great, honestly, unless you're like trying to hunt animals or something in Mount Chiliad, which I don't know why you would do that. So this is honestly just a waste. Don't put this on. The thermal scope or the advanced scope are your best bet. These are the two best scopes on the sniper. Coming in as my honorable mention is the special carbine. This is the best assault rifle in the game. No doubt about it. You have all your magazines, all your scopes, all your everything. This, in my opinion, is the best for medium to long range gunfights. All right, if you're not using a sniper, this is probably your second best bet. It doesn't have as much recoil as the combat machine gun has, and if you're medium to long range and someone's shooting a combat Mark II at you and you pull this out, 9 times out of 10, unless you're really bad or they're using Bull Shark and you're not, 9 times out of 10 you will win that gunfight. This is honestly the best assault rifle in the game. You obviously have, you know, the bullpup and the AK, but it just doesn't beat the special carbine in my opinion. So that is why that's my honorable mention. At number 1, my favorite gun in the game, the pump shotgun Mark II. Now I know what you're thinking. Why is this better than the assault shotgun? Everyone has their opinions, right? But the reason this is better is strictly because of these explosive slugs. The fact is that the range on this is okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. These things can two-shot any car that's coming after you unless they have full armor plates. So if someone's trying to troll you in a Hellcat or an armored car like a Toreador or anything like that, you pull this out, shoot them a couple times, they're dead. It's that easy. But I just really like this gun. It's the if this thing didn't have a Mark II variant, the assault shotgun would obviously be first for me. But strictly just like off looks for this thing, also I just love the way this thing looks. This is why it's number 1 for me. Like, I don't carry explosive slugs on me all the time unless I know I'm about to go into a gunfight like that. The default shells are still great, and so are the steel buckshots. The steel buckshots are still also a very good choice. Same with the Dragon's Breath, but obviously with the explosive slugs you also have to reload them in an MOC or a Terabyte. You can't do it through the interaction menu, which is the only downside. But other than that, I don't see any other reason you should be using an assault shotgun instead of this. Anyway, y'all, that's the end of the video. I know this wasn't the big return to the Pug series that everyone wanted. If this video does well, I might consider doing like a special episode or something. I've been wanting to do GTA content again for a while, but I just haven't really had a lot of ideas. And I've been busy a lot, you know, work and everything like that. I'm not as, you know, a lot of my friends would say, oh, Unk isn't as active as he was earlier. He's trying to fit in with all the youngins, like all my dumbass friends would say. But you know, it's good to be back. It's good to be recording videos. These are the type of videos that this is a video that I really wanted to make. Like, I have other ideas for videos too, obviously, but you know, we'll always save that for another time. But you know, sorry this isn't the big return that maybe everyone was expecting, but like I said, I'll get around to a lot of other stuff, so just stay tuned, and I'll talk to you. Oh my god, that frame rate. Oh yeah, sorry, one more thing. The quality and the frame rate of this video obviously isn't the best right now. The reason is because I don't have a capture card, so I'm using the Xbox app on my PC to screen share with my actual Xbox. I'm going to get a capture card pretty soon, so the quality and the frame rate should, you know, actually be better. But for right now, this is how it's gonna be. Sorry about that. But yeah, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out, everybody.